Hello children, I am Simran Kaur from Shiv Jyoti Educational Group, and today we will be continuing with our chapter number 4, Matter Part 2. So open your books and come to page number 31. Now in last video we discussed what is solid, liquid and gases. Now we will talk about change of state. That means there are three states of matter: solid, liquid and gas. Now it is possible to change solid into liquid or to convert liquid into gases, and this interchangeability is we are going to study in this topic, that is change of state. So I will start with an example. This is summer season, okay. So what we do, we keep water in our freezer. Why? To freeze it so that it can convert into ice cubes. So initially the water is in liquid state. Okay, I'll write here. In summers, what we do? Let's say this is our ice cube tray. We fill this tray with the water which is present in liquid state. Now when you keep it in your freezer, then it turns into solid ice cubes. Here it is ice cubes, and ice cubes are present in solid state. So here you are changing the state of matter, you are changing this liquid water into solid ice cube. So what is the process involved? That is freezing. You are cooling it down. Okay, you are cooling this water into, and it is converting into ice cube. So the whole process is known as freezing. Is it clear? Then I'll take another example of ice cream. We all love ice creams, yes? Let's say this is our family pack. Now if you will, where do we keep it? We keep it in freezer so that it remains in the solid state. So ice cream, it is in solid state. But when you take it out from the freezer, it starts melting. Okay, it starts melting. So this is liquid ice cream. So you can see again there is a change of state of matter. It is converting from solid ice cream to the liquid ice cream. Why? On heating, because the temperature outside your fridge is very high. So automatically heat is being provided to our ice cream, and it is converting into solid ice cream to the liquid ice cream. So this is known as melting. We say that ice cream is melting. So when temperature is high, solid starts to melt. So these are the two terms, freezing and melting. Here you can see the process by which a liquid changes into solid state on cooling is called freezing. Obviously in our fridge temperature is very low. And the next term is when we heat solid wax. Okay, instead of ice cream, example of solid wax is given. So it changes into liquid wax. So the process by which a solid changes into liquid on heating is called melting. So you have to underline it. Underline it. The process by which a solid changes into liquid state on heating is called melting. And here comes your second internal question. Name the process by which solid changes into liquid state. Here conversion of solid is taking place into, it is converting into liquid state, and it happens on heating. So what is that process known as? That is melting. So mark this answer, melting. Now the third term is evaporation. You see that when we heat water, so it starts evaporating. That means you can see that water vapors, you can see that steam. Okay, when tea is hot, you can see steam, so that is what? Vapors. So when we heat water, it turns into water vapors. That means conversion of. Now, which states are there? Liquid is converting into gas. Example, water, and it converts into steam. When we apply heat. Okay, so when liquid substance converts into gaseous substance, that is known as evaporation. Let's see, this is your cup of tea or milk. You can see the vapors. So this is what? Gas state. And the word we use is evaporation. Then the last term is condensation. What is condensation? When water vapors cool down, they form water. The process by which a gas changes into liquid on cooling is called condensation. Let's understand what actually it is. As I have drawn this cup of tea, you can see vapors are there. That means we are talking about which state? Gas state. Now if you will place a lid on top of it, that means if you will cover this cup with a plate, this is plate, then you will see that this plate is covered with water droplets. That means gas has been converted into liquid now. So we are converting gas into liquid on cooling. Okay, and this process of cooling down gas into liquid is known as condensation. In evaporation, what we were doing, we were converting liquid into gas, and this is the reverse process, condensation. It is conversion of gas into liquid. So mark this line. The process by which a gas changes into liquid on cooling is called condensation. Here you can see the diagram. Here in a beaker we have placed few ice cubes. Ice cubes, initially it is in solid state. When you will provide heat to it, it will melt into liquid water. Now again the state is liquid. Now again if you will provide further heating to this beaker, it will convert into vapors, and that is known as evaporation. Now downwards reverse process is shown. Instead of heating, if you will cool down this water vapor, it will convert into liquid water, and the process is known as condensation. Then again this is liquid water. Instead of heating, if you will cool it down, then it will freeze into solid ice cubes. So this is conversion of states of matter. Now the last topic of this chapter, solute, solvent and solution. Now these are three terms and very easy to understand. Again I will take an example. Summer season is going on. So we prefer lemon water. So what are the ingredients of lemon water? Majorly water, lemon and salt. So let's say this is glass of water. Inside it water is present. Now we add particles of salt into it. Okay, these are particles of salt. So the substance which is present in lesser amount, that means salt is present in lesser amount, this salt is known as solute. There are two terms you need to memorize. Salt, that means the substance which is present in lesser amount is known as solute, and the substance which is present in larger amount, that is water, it is known as solvent. So in this, what is solute? Salt. And what is solvent? Water. Solute plus solvent makes what? Solution. Okay, if we will combine this salt and water, we will call it solution. Is it clear? We'll take another example. Milk. Your mother says to you that you should drink milk. Why? Because it is very good for our health. So let's say milk is present. Now most of the people prefer sugar, okay, while drinking milk. So let's say I am adding sugar particles into the cup of milk. These are sugar particles. Now sugar, obviously it is present in lesser amount, so our sugar is solute. Sugar is what? It is solute, and milk, which is present in greater amount, it is our solvent. And if we will combine this solute and solvent, that means sugar and milk, it is known as solution. I hope these three terms are clear to you now. What is solute, what is solvent, what is solution. So the same is written here. You can see this man is dissolving sugar into milk. So the sugar is solute and milk is solvent. So you have to underline it. The solid that dissolves in a liquid is called solute. Like we are dissolving sugar into milk. So sugar is solute, which is present in lesser amount. And the liquid in which a solute dissolves is called solvent. Here example is milk, which is present in greater amount. Now the liquid which we get when a solute dissolves in a solvent is called solution. Here you can see solute plus solvent gives us solution. So sweet milk is the solution of sugar and milk. Is it clear? Now the last term comes universal solvent, which is water. And why we are calling it universal solvent? What is solvent? In which we dissolve any substance, in which solute dissolves. So water can dissolve many things in it. It can dissolve salt, sugar, ink, juice. So many things can be dissolved in water. That is why we call it universal solvent. So here comes your next internal question 3. Which is a universal solvent? And mark the answer water. Now in this, let's know more what is given. Some gases also dissolve in liquids. You have seen that so many aquatic plants and animals are there in the water, in the seas, oceans, and why they are alive? Because of the presence of oxygen in water. So gases can also dissolve in water. What are the other examples which we commonly see? Like soft drinks. You drink Pepsi, Coca-Cola, all these are soft drinks. And when you open the bottle, you see that so many bubbles evolve from that bottle, they come out from the bottle. So what is that? That is gas, which is carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide gas is dissolved in that solution. So not only solid substances, liquid or gases can also be dissolved in water. Now we will discuss copywork of this chapter. These are internal questions which we have already discussed. Question 1. Which state of matter takes the shape of container in which they are kept? Answer is liquid. Second, name the process by which solid changes into liquid state on heating. The process is melting. Then which is a universal solvent? Answer is water. Now copywork. Define the following. Matter. Anything that has mass and takes up space is called matter. Solids, liquid and gases are the three states of matter. As we already discussed, we are surrounded by a lot of things, that is matter. So anything which has some weight and which takes up some space, which occupies some space, is matter. Then freezing, the process by which a liquid changes into solid state on cooling. You can take example of water. When we freeze water, we obtain ice cube which is in solid state. So the process involved is freezing, and it happens only on cooling. Now answer the following questions. Question 1. What is solution? Give an example. As I told you, when we dissolve solute into solvent, so that mixture is known as solution. A liquid mixture formed when a solute dissolves in a solvent is called solution. Example is sugar plus milk. it gives us sweet milk, which is solution. Question number 2, write two properties of solids. First, solids are hard, having fixed shape and size. Why solids are hard? Because the molecules are very tightly packed, they are very close to each other. Second, by applying force, some solids can be bent or broken. As I gave you example of eraser, it can be bent, or example of pencil, that it can be broken into pieces on application of force. Question number 3, differentiate between solids, liquid and gases, and B, evaporation and condensation. You have to write differences of solid, liquids and gases in A part. So it features arrangement of molecules. If you remember, this is the arrangement of molecules in solid, liquid and gas. So by looking at this picture, you can answer it. So arrangement of molecules in solid is very closely packed, in liquid loosely packed, and gases very loosely packed. Then if we talk about shape, solids have fixed shape, liquids, they do not have fixed shape. We are talking only about shape, not size. And gases, they also don't have any fixed shape. Now differences between evaporation and condensation. Evaporation is the process in which liquid changes into gas, and it happens on heating. So it takes place on heating. Condensation is the reverse process of evaporation. So in this process, gas changes into liquid. Okay, we are converting water vapors into liquid water. That means gas into liquid, and it always takes place on cooling. Then question number 4, how does matter changes its states? As we have discussed so far, that solid can be turned into liquid and liquid can be turned into gas and vice versa. So how can it change its states? Matter changes from one state to another, or heating or cooling. That means there are only two ways. If you will heat, then there will be change in the state of matter. If you will cool it down, then again there will be change of state of matter. So when we keep water in a freezer, it turns into ice. That is what? Freezing. Conversion of liquid into solid. When the ice is heated, it turns into water. Here conversion of solid ice cubes is taking place. It is converting into liquid water on heating, and the process is called melting. And you have to make this chart. Here 3 states are mentioned: solid, liquid and gas, and interchangeability of states is mentioned. So this side represent on heating. Solid on heating, that means it can be melted into liquid, and on further heating it can be converted into gaseous state. The process involved is evaporation, and the reverse process we will begin from gas. On cooling gas, that means on condensation, it will convert into liquid, and if you will freeze liquid, if you will cool it down, then it will convert into solid substance. So that is all, kids. Thank you.